Good evening, everybody, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have
Caitlin, and I'm playing Evie Faust, who is an archaeologist seeker.
And I am Silent Vox, and I am playing Gina, a scholar parapsychologist.
And I'm Blondosaurus Rex, and I am playing Peggy Williams, the Grease Monkey Mechanic.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is Rep RPG. This is Call of Cthulhu, the Massive Nyarlahotep, Chapter 2, America. Just because Chapter 1 didn't exist. We did the prologue. Chapter 1, you get a message. We're going to do the disclaimer in just a minute, but before we do that, let's take a quick trip around the table and give everybody the opportunity to tell us where we can find you on the internet doing other fun things, or if you have any projects or people you want to plug. Now's your opportunity. So go ahead and let us know. Crimson.
Hello, I'm Caitlin, but I go by Crimson Shield Scholar. I have my own Twitch channel that's currently on hiatus because I had some surgery, but I should be back in the middle of July. I have to finish playing Horizon Forbidden West for you all. So that'll be my first project.
It'll be a great project.
My through of Mass Effect. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
There we go. Occasionally, Crimson stutters, but that's all right. We're gonna catch him back up. So.
All right. Is it good now?
Oh yeah, you're good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it able to be understood?
We got the bulk of it. Yes. The last part was sort of all came at once.
Mass Effect stream. Yay!
There it is. Yeah.
Infinity run through.
Yes.
All good. Thanks.
And so I'm Silent Fox on Twitch and pretty much everywhere around. Instead of plugging my own channel tonight, I'm actually going to plug my partner's Twitch channel, which is currently streaming now and will be streaming for the next 4 days. They are currently 4 days away from moving to North Carolina from Arizona, and are in some serious need of some funds to help them along the way. So they're streaming over on Tiggy Biddles on Twitch, and we'll be doing so for a while. If you can give them a follow, and give them a little bit of a watch, everything helps. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. We did a Sea of Thieves stream last night for like 5.5 hours. It was fantastic. So I'll probably be over on there doing some other things over the weekend.
Very cool. And last but certainly not least, we have...
I am Blondie. I'm Blondosaurus Rex on Twitch. I am a horror variety streamer, and within the next couple weeks, I will be doing a Michael Myers cosplay stream, playing as Michael Myers the whole stream in DBD, and I have never played him before, so it's going to be interesting and frustrating.
All right, well,
that's all I got.
There we go.
Have you played The Quarry yet?
I haven't, but it looks really good.
I know. I just bought it. I'm excited to start playing it.
I want to try it. It looks good.
Okay. Sounds like fun. Yeah, awesome. What was I going to... Let's do a disclaimer, shall we? So this is the Masks of Nyarlahotep. It uses the Call of Cthulhu system. The Call of Cthulhu is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, who was a writer in about the 1920s. He was also a sexist, misogynist, racist, agoraphobe. And his mental illnesses sort of fueled and tapped into a fear not only of the other, but of existential dread and insignificance. There are many authors in what is known as the mythos, that have expounded upon his work and have also predated his work, sort of tapping into those same themes. But his name is the one most associated with this particular genre, but we do not support or endorse any of his views. Our game does take place in the 1920s. Ooh, we'll get back to that in a second. Part of this game in Call of Cthulhu is a sanity mechanic, as the investigators experience otherworldly events and see horrors, both mundane and extraterrestrial, for lack of a better word. They will lose sanity, which can lead to bouts of phobias and manias. These are all psychology terms, but they should not be taken as true representations of actual mental illnesses. These are... The Call of Cthulhu game was originally written in the 1980s. It's been updated 7 times. The most recent edition does a good job of making sure that the game mechanics of sanity are very distinct from actual mental health. So please do not take any of our representations here as accurate, and please understand that the sanity in this game is referring to the ability to perceive and partake in the collective delusion of what is happening around people, and going insane means you sort of see the Matrix. You peel back the curtain and see all the aliens on the New York street, like Tommy Lee Jones in the second Men in Black movie, right? Speaking of being on the street, it is the 1920s. We are currently in New York, and part of our plot does revolve around a falsely accused African American seeking justice for him, police brutality, and racial inequality in a time that was very prolific. We do our best to handle every issue with grace and concern. If any of the players at any point feel uncomfortable, they give me the X-Wing TIE Fighter hand wobble, or they can just put the big X up on the screen, and we'll stop the scene. I'll ask to make sure what exactly is the subject for us to avoid. We'll restart at a later point in the story in which that is moved past. So if at any point you as a viewer are uncomfortable, please feel free to step away, get yourself some water, go for a walk, put on some cartoons, or, go watch something else. We understand that this is not always a comfortable game, and we do our best to make sure that all of the negative and difficult subjects that we deal with are presented as true horrors. So, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think that is it for disclaimers. I think we are good to begin part 3, chapter 2, The Masks of Nyarlahotep. It is January. You guys were supposed to meet Elias on the 15th of January. 2 days later was his funeral. That is on the 17th of January. You visited the library on the 16th. You did some research. You've discovered that the mark carved into his forehead is associated with a Kenyan blood cult known as the Cult of the Bloody Tongue. You spoke with Lieutenant Poole, who is a officer in the 14th precinct of which covers Harlem here in Manhattan, and that's where you discovered about Hilton Adams, who is the gentleman convicted of 8 murders, or convicted of one instance of a string of murders, all following the same MO with the same mark in the forehead, and he is currently on death row in Sing Sing. But the fact that this murder happened while he was incarcerated, the police are currently chalking up to a copycat of some kind. But you all know, or have reason to believe that Hilton is innocent. You went through Elias's things. You reached out also to a reporter who had been covering the murders, a Miss Schoenberg at the New York Times. And you attempted to reach out to Millie Adams, Hilton's wife, but she was not at home. Her neighbors told you that she had moved out of the house for her safety after her husband's arrest, which was just last September. He was arrested in September. He was tried in October and is currently on death row. But she says she can arrange a meeting for you guys, which will be tomorrow. Lieutenant Poole was going to arrange for you to meet with Hilton himself. But that's going to take... He had to put in the papers on a Monday, which was funeral day. So it's going to take a couple of days. So you suspect by Thursday you'll probably be able to meet with Hilton. Millie, you can probably meet with on... You're suspecting Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday, let's say today's Tuesday, right? The 18th. So yesterday was the funeral. So you guys do have one day if you want to do any other investigating. Or you can just wait, and that is acceptable as well. You guys also had some information pointing to some other directions. The only place I'm going to ask you not to go is the Carlisle house, because that's a big chunk that I have not read. And I don't mind telling you that. I've read all about all sorts of other things, but the part that was like, I think we were backburnering the Carlisle stuff. So, it does tell me like how long it takes for them to get you guys into places. Because if you haven't noticed, timeline is very important in this game. So, where... Go ahead.
Was that... What's his name? Henry? Howard? I don't know. Was he part of the Carlisle stuff, or...
Hilton, the accused, the innocent man?
No, the guy, the professor guy.
The professor. All right. Now we're looking for professors. Let's find it. There is a Professor Emerson. I believe I told you he was the coroner last week. He worked with the coroner to identify the mark. That's who he is. There is another professor who...
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the guy at Harvard.
At Harvard, yes. He was not a part of the Carlisle expedition specifically. He has ties to...
He was the publisher, wasn't he?
There is the publisher. Yes, there's the publisher. You also met the lawyer and were included in the reading of Elias's will, in which he has created a trust and sold off all of his earthly possessions now that he is untimely demised, and is asking for you guys to complete his investigation.
Oh, there was the lecture.
Yes.
From the guy from University of Sydney.
Yes.
That was
We
the
missed
other
that
professor.
lecture.
Yes.
We missed that, and then the publisher was Miriam Atbright.
That's it. I kept thinking it was a H because of Harvard University. Thanks, brain.
There you go.
And I know we wanted to like send her a telegram just to be like, so.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You guys can craft and send the telegram. Thank you for the follow, Dalasilla.
Yay!
I will always get names wrong, but thank you so much. Yeah, so you guys do also have, the publisher if you wanted to go and talk to him. You can also speak with the doctor that worked with the coroner. And you can take a day trip up to see the professor, but I think that you guys were risking getting back too late with that right now. You wanted to just send the telegram, right? Or the phone call. Okay. How would you like to compose that? It is the morning of the 18th. You guys are in Gina's apartment or townhouse, or I don't know. Gina, what's your credit rating?
It's an apartment. My credit rating is 40.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
not
probably
terrible.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Credit buddies. Wish my credit was that good in real life. Anyway.
40.
Yeah, so I guess we're back at the apartment. Ash is still in jail.
Oh shit, that's right.
Thank you for the host. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. We are doing some Call of Cthulhu nonsense. It's New York. It's 1920s. We're investigating some murders. Them's the highlights, and these three angels are playing here, and I'm Charlie, I guess. So, or Bosley, whoever. Yeah, exactly.
All my brain gave me was cock sense.
Cthulhu Charlie. That is Cody's new nickname. But Sasha's doing a heckin' sneak somewhere.
Yeah. She has snuck off. Ashley remains in jail.
Still in jail.
We never
Sasha's
visited
still
him.
obsessed with the whole nun thing and the forgery, and she was like, "Wait a minute, where are my contacts?"
Yeah. We don't need to do that anymore, right?
No, we don't.
Okay,
but she
that's what I
probably
thought.
just got obsessed with it, and it's like, "Wait a minute, I should have been able to do this."
I'm a little bit sad about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was a good idea.
You guys put some time into being nuns, and I don't want to take that from you. If you want to
We talked about that for like 20 minutes.
I know.
Sexy nuns.
Yeah, sexy. I'm supposed to be reformed?
Yeah.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
And I feel like
Lord our Savior.
Ashley were gonna get out of prison, but then he did something stupid, and we're just like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll wait a few days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
he can rot for a couple more days.
Sheesh.
He's having a great time. They're feeding him. They're laughing at his jokes. It's good. It's all good. He's doing his own research. He's doing his own research from inside the prison itself. There we go.
He's doing mind readings on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, hey, why don't you all make your luck rolls?
Oh, shit. That's right.
Oh, right. 2d10, right?
If you
1d10.
so it's you roll your percentile. If you roll over your current luck score, you get 2d10 plus 5 to your luck score. If you roll under it, you get 1d10 plus 5.
Well, I rolled 100, so
that's over.
Good start of the day, guys.
Yeah.
2d10 plus 5 if you beat it?
Yes.
2d10 plus 5, yeah.
I did not beat mine, but I rolled really, really well, so I got 15.
Nice.
That is the best I will roll all night.
Yeah. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the gifts. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Do remember, if you want to help out the ladies, there is a luck mechanic in Call of Cthulhu. So if you guys are familiar with D&D, or if you're familiar with tabletop RPGs in general, this is a percentile system. All of the skills are measured from 1 to 100. More like 1 to 95. It kind of caps out there. We are playing the pulp variant, so our heroes survive a little longer. And usually our players want to roll under their score. And they do have a amount of luck, which they just got a little more of, where they can decrease their roll by 1 for 1. And luck also helps them trigger some special abilities that they have. So it is tremendously helpful. Or if you are feeling nefarious, you are welcome to donate some luck to me as well. And we will see how that goes. It is pulp, so if you want to throw some bad luck at them, we'll throw some gangsters in New York speakeasies or something along those lines. So should be a fun time.
I make that face like it won't be fun anyway.
Yeah, this is the only time where rolling high is good. The only time.
Yeah, very few times is it very helpful. Thank you.
Superfly, thank you. You're the best. We love you.
Yeah, let Crimson know who you are donating for, and that will that is all good.
It's our
Are you
emotional. That's
He's
our
for
emotional
me.
support wiener.
Yes, this is our emotional support wiener dog.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
Awesome. Thank you. So we're crafting that telegram to Professor Cowles, Anthony Cowles. That was the name.
I thought it was.
Wait, I thought it was Miriam
I thought it was
Aldrich.
Miriam.
Miriam is the head of the library at
Harvard.
Harvard. Miriam Atwright, yeah, is. Yep.
That's the journalist, right?
Nope.
No, that's
Harvard
okay.
University's Widener Library, or speaking to her on the phone.
the journalist is Rebecca Schosenberg.
Yes, Schosenberg
That's
is the
right.
journalist. Yep.
There's so many names.
There are so many names. I will start to. I might have a file I can share that is the faces of everybody, because every city you go to, and even for people that are not in the city, there are legit dozens upon dozens of them. So I will see if I can dig that up
So many.
and have some faces for people to.
Oh.
I could probably
Cam
create
coming
a
in.
character sheet.
Cam coming in again with them biddies.
Yeah, thank you.
Quirky.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I can probably also create a spreadsheet character list of everyone we meet to make it easier to find, so it's not buried in notes.
Absolutely. I mean, we can also maybe create a shared. You have the shared Google document. We can also do a shared Google file. I can
Yeah.
upload stuff in there. That'll help out.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So I think we wanted to send telegram. Do we want to send a telegram to Cowles as well? Because
Why
he's the one that gave the lecture on the cult of darkness in Polynesia and the Southwest Pacific.
Why not both?
You know that
How much do
Elias.
telegrams cost?
Yeah, Elias did speak with Miriam, but the guy that gave the lecture is Anthony Cowles. So, just for, I guess, clarity.
Yeah, because Miriam sent him a letter saying that they didn't have the books that he was looking for.
That's right.
But he could.
But
look
we don't know
through
what those are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he could look through other tomes for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we basically just want to ask her what was he looking for.
at? If she'll
Yeah. And be like, yo.
I'll pretend to be his girlfriend again. Don't worry.
Okay, be like, yo, he dead.
What was he looking
I'll
for?
cry.
And is there any place that we could find what he was looking for, even if she doesn't have it or have access to it?
Or where did she point him to?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of just pointed him to the library still.
Well, she said
Like in
it's
the
not in her
letter.
collection. Oh wait, no wait. Didn't we figure out that book was in the private collection somewhere in Europe? Isn't that what we found out?
Oh, I thought that one thing was in Europe. Oh, sweet.
Shoot, hold on.
There's so much happening.
So
many
much.
Thank
So many
you
things.
for the hydrate and the stretch. Much appreciated. You gotta remain limber when you're investigating the mysteries of the universe here.
Okay, so we found a footnote referencing the Equinox Divis, which is somewhere in England. Is what we found when we were researching the Cult of the Bloody Tongue in the New York Public Library. Whether that's the same book that Elias is looking for, I don't know, but we can probably ask in the Telegram.
Works for me.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I know the New York Public Library was like, here's 5,000 ways you can get all this other information.
Yeah, because we went to the regular library here.
Yeah.
The regular people library.
Ooh. All right. So the NPC portraits, it's just gonna upload because the file is not as massively large as all the rest of them.
Okay.
Success.
If we are dropping frames, I apologize. We do have some weather in the area, so Evie will be back in a second. There she is. I think she's back.
She's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Nice. All right.
So we'll send that telegram to Miriam, which is what book was he looking for, to see if it matches what we found.
Okay.
And then what did we want to?
I'm assuming
Professor.
who do you introduce yourselves as? Because otherwise, it's just a random. Miriam, we got a telegram for you. What book was
Close.
Elias looking for?
Close
Stop.
personal friends.
Right? Like it's.
I will pretend to be in love with him again.
I want that to happen so bad. It's not gonna work.
Oh my
Can you
god.
imagine though? She would be like, the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
Who the
Yeah,
hell?
no, that's hilarious. No, I mean we can just kind of, I guess we can just kind of be honest and be like, hey, we're helping, I mean, although it's kind of shitty for us to be like, hey, guess what? This person that you're dealing with is dead now.
What if we pretend to be cop? What if we get what's his face to send it for us? Because he is a cop.
Pool.
What was his name?
Lieutenant Poole.
Pool. Might have him. Yeah, have him do.
I mean, we could just
You're like, hey, I'm investigating this murder.
I think being
We could-
colleagues of Dr. Elias is perfectly fine.
Yeah, either we say we're colleagues or that we are working with Lieutenant Poole to investigate some things that happened.
Or Dr. Elias was working with Lieutenant Poole and we have joined the investigation or taken over the investigation. Should we tell her that he's dead? We probably should.
No, that might scare her. What if she's like, they're coming for me next because I'm tied to it, and then she runs off too, and then we'll never find her again.
Yeah, we'll just say we're associates of
We don't want to scare her.
Dr. Elias.
Yeah, Dr. Elias, and that we knew that we're colleagues of his. We knew that he was trying to get information from her, but we don't know where she pointed him to, and unfortunately, we can just say he was indisposed.
I'm pretty sure we should tell her he died. We don't have to say that he was murdered, but we should probably say that he's dead.
Yeah, due to the untimely death of Dr.
Right.
Elias.
We're picking up where he left off, which is why we need more information that you potentially already gave them. Otherwise, we could have just asked him.
Are taken over for him.
Yeah.
We need to know what tomes he's looking for.
And where.
And where.
Yeah,
Okay.
because otherwise she would probably be like, WTF, just ask him if you're such good friends with him.
Type.
Okay.
You're very fast.
You you meet with Lieutenant Poole in the morning, and he does you guys craft a message. He suggests that you schedule a phone call with her for perhaps later that afternoon, and doing so might give you a better opportunity to gather a little information. You don't Yeah, as long as you don't think there's a need for you to go directly over there, that should suffice.
Well, I mean, learning if we can learn from her where these books are. It's
I
better than
mean,
going there, her not having them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think that's one
Wasting
of
a
the
day.
things. I think it's one of the things that we rolled. We rolled an idea roll for that.
Mhm.
We could
Did we?
talk to her instead of
Yeah.
like going somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, I did really bad on that.
Everybody else had that idea. Peggy did
Forgot.
not.
Peggy was busy doing I don't know what.
Not dying for being stabbed.
Yeah, I was stabbed. That's right.
You still bleeding over there, Peggy?
No, I'm good. I'm fine. I healed up. I healed pretty quick. It runs in the family.
Yeah. I think it's a D4 a day and your first aid. So,
A D4 a day.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
this ain't no D&D. You don't heal overnight, man.
Well, I didn't.
No.
So I didn't change my HP. I think I forgot to resave my shit
Okay.
before that.
I know you were down to 12
I
before.
was at 12.
Yeah, before
And then I
your
gained 1.
Yes. So we got you to 13. And it's been so it's been the 16th, 17th. Today is the 18th. So you can roll 2d4. We'll assume that you did first aid on each of those days, or medicine on each of those days. So you can actually roll 4d4. And go ahead and add that up.
I got perfect. I'll do the last one. Oh. I'm bad at simple math.
Do good.
Yeah, I'm only 5 points down now.
Woo!
Good.
Sweet.
You are no longer bleeding from the eyeballs.
It was just. What? I got stabbed, not in the eye.
That's some Vampire the Masquerade shit. Yeah, that's what that is.
I mean, you see enough horrors, that might make your eyes bleed too. You never know.
Yeah.
My sanity is perfect.
Hey, okay. You don't need no therapy yet?
Nah, none actually.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do before that phone call? It's a scheduled call, so we'll say it's in the afternoon. Gives her time to get the telegram, to respond to it, to find a phone, all that sort of jazz.
Did we want to send a telegram to Cowles, and is Cowles still in New York, or did he go back to Australia?
Make me a no check, a education check.
I was like, what the hell is
No check.
So
no, that's not happening.
It's a
Yeah.
non-check. Good luck.
So education checks are, instead of having like history, you just have education. So if you know something, education. If you want an idea of something, intellect is, and I like that it has this like inspiration kind of mechanic built in, because it very much assumes your character is going to have some privy to information that the player may not. So
Some thought.
yeah.
We got a regular success.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Okay.
You have pieced together, whether it was in those original documents or just in kind of your research about the gentleman. He is currently a adjunct professor of anthropology at Miskatonic University in
Got it.
Arkham, Massachusetts.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
The mask.
So, what's
Because we
there
can't be
anything
this close to Arkham without
going there?
referencing it. At least a little bit.
Was there something that we wanted to ask of him? Do we know? And we could probably just ask, like,
You know his lecture was of interest to Elias. You don't really know what his lecture was on or why it was of interest. So maybe just starting there is enough. But you don't know if he met with Elias and at the lecture or anything along those lines.
but he's lecturing on Colts. Sorry, go ahead.
We could just say like, hey, we're interested. Could you send us information or like notes from your thing? We missed it.
Yeah, or we can be like, do they live in the same circles like he and Elias? Because Elias writes books on cults, and obviously this guy.
Hey, we're really interested in this lecture you did, but we missed it. Do you have any notes on that? Also, did you know Elias? He's a cool guy. Dead now, but
I mean, that could be why we're writing him. Be like,
I feel like we should know first.
that's true. We should probably know him. If he
Instead of being
knows
like,
him.
hey, did you know he died? And then they're like, who's that?
Peggy has a real perfect way of seeing this world, and it tickles me to no end. I adore it. Absolutely.
There's this guy you may or may not know. You may or may not care he died, but
he's gone.
He's gone. And
we regret to inform you that this guy you may or may not know.
Imagine getting a message like that.
We shouldn't be laughing. We shouldn't be laughing about the dead.
I'm sorry.
Hey, thank you, Dead Man. Half a year. Awesome. Thank you. And a little hydration from Hottest Bay. Much appreciated.
We got it.
Thank you, B.
Rob Mobley. Is that Rob? Hey, Rob. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. This is Call of Cthulhu. We're playing Masks of Nyarlahotep. This is a game about mythos horror, which is a really fun time. A quick disclaimer, it does have sanity in it. It does deal with mental illnesses, not in an accurate way. And it also, we are in the 1920s in New York, so part of our plot does revolve around police brutality and racism. And we are having some safety tools and doing our best to cover all of that. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the it's a great campaign. The handouts are awesome, Rob. So we are just past the prologue. If you guys are jumping in, joining us for the first time, we are in New York, and our good friend Elias Jackson has been murdered a few days ago, and we are digging into it. And somebody else has been blamed for a series of murders that were tied to Elias's demise. And so, yeah, that is where we are picking up from. Nice, LA Noir. So definitely in the same mood, definitely different eras, but awesome. Welcome, guys. So yeah, what do you want? How do you want to identify yourselves to Professor Cowles?
Just that we have worked closely with Dr. Elias in the past, and we felt that his words hard. We felt that his presentation was kind of relevant to our interests, but we didn't get a chance to catch it, and we want to know, like, hey, like, do you have any notes? You know, did anybody record the presentation? Can we speak to you on the presentation, perhaps? Something like that.
Okay.
Send us his note.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys would make me a group luck roll.
Yeah, I think maybe just doing like whatchamacallit, colleagues of Dr. Elias doing some external research. Do you have any information, X, Y, and Z?
Sure.
Wait, we want to go lower or higher on this?
Lower.
Lower.
Success.
I have a success as well.
Cool. Group success. So your message goes off. It is taken. It is telegrammed, taken down by and received. You and delivered. You don't hear back today, but that's also not completely unheard of. So if you don't hear from him in a day or two, in like 2 days, then you'd be like, well,
Be concerned.
yeah, either be concerned or be offended. But
Feel
We've
I'd be
lost
concerned
another
first.
one, y'all.
Yeah.
Effing chat for someone else.
Dropping like flies. Damn.
Everybody that we know just dies.
We're cursed.
the afternoon does come, and you guys do meet up with Miss Chosenberg, who is the picture of the 1920s go-getter reporter. She's got like the thoroughly modern Millie like bucket hat.
All I am envisioning is that one reporter from the musical Chicago.
Yes, that,
I
but
was
a
going to
little
say
but
Newsies.
or Newsies, yeah, but younger. She is she's probably mid to late 20s. So not quite as old as the Chicago one, but very much in the same vibe. Definitely has like the hat. She wears the fashionable short knee length dresses of the time, and you can see her stockings, which heaven forbid. I know.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah. It is quite the time for hosiery.
I like her style already.
you dress like you're going to church every day. Praise Jesus.
You guys
Show a little stocking for Jesus. Yes.
you you take the train and not the train, but you take one of the subway trains, and you end up at you travel up to Harlem, and rather than heading into the I'm trying to see it. There are so many more places than I actually need. This book is insane. Miss Rosenberg takes you up to the beautiful house, the Lafayette Theater, also known as the Beautiful House. It's on 132nd Street and 7th Avenue. And as you guys are sort of walking up there, Miss Rosenberg sort of heads up, and Millie greets you in the smart lobby, where the just past the coat rack, the coat rooms, and the ticket booth. There's a very nicely designed lobby, and this is a as you're walking up, you can see sort of one of those sandwich boards out front. Or like up on the wall, there's like little advertisements for it, right? It's the House of Good Plays, the Lafayette Theater, Harlem's biggest, coolest playhouse. See men and women of your own race in Broadway dramas. A good play every week is its advertisement. Seats reserved 6 weeks in advance. So, for some reference, that might be. Millie Adams is slightly older, probably 30, early 30, and she is dressed similarly, very fashionable for the style, very much for the time, very much kind of a lounge singer sort of vibe. Her hair is I don't know the term, but I'm going to say like coiffed, right? It's very much sort of the short
The finger curls?
like gelled. Yeah, the finger curls. Yeah, very very kind of tight to her head.
Like the page boy, like
Her
gel
hair.
down.
Her hair's a little longer, but like yeah, it's definitely like gelled to her forehead in like little curls, and so it takes like time, it takes effort, and definitely some care and things along those lines. Millie and Schosenberg greet each other very friendly, and you immediately can tell the difference in their energies. Where Millie talks a mile a minute and is very quick to sort of jump in and say what she needs to say. Miss Adams has a more kind of measured, stately way about her, but they do greet each other very well, and Schosenberg introduces you all. So this is Miss Faust, Miss Travers, and Miss Williams, and Millie will it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Please come inside. And as you guys are walking through the lobby, she invites you into the main theater proper. You can take a look around. There are some people here. There are people that are like setting up the box office. The show probably starts in a couple of hours. There are some janitorial staff sort of cleaning up. And as you guys enter into the theater, the house lights are on, so it is nice and bright. And the regular house lights are on the stage, so the stage looks oddly dark by comparison to what a stage normally does. You can see a couple of stagehands that are just sort of pushing back a set piece for one of the plays that they have coming up, just sort of a wagon with like some flats on it. And they look at you all when Millie brings you in, and they kind of look at Millie, and one of them asks, "Everything all right, Miss Adams?" She goes, "Yeah, boys, we're just having a little chat. If you can give us a minute." All right. And those two guys go backstage, and you hear a door shut a few minutes later. And she takes a seat in the center portion of the theater. And so, Miss Schosenberg explained that you all think you can help my husband in some way. What
We're gonna try.
what makes you think you can?
Evie, Jaina, you're better at explaining things than I am.
We can be fairly persuasive.
Well, that would be a hell of a persuasion to do.
Well, considering the truth is on our side, fairly certain we'll be able to manage it.
We just got to tie all the strings together like they go together, because they do. Make a little. It'll work out.
We, like Evie said, we know the truth of what actually happened, and
Well, the version of the truth. We don't know what. We cannot exonerate him yet, but we're working on it.
She, as you speak of the truth, she looks at you a bit incredulously, and you get the feeling that the truth hasn't been terribly helpful so far. But what I would like you all to do is, I will take a persuasive check from one of you. One of you can, whoever does it, whoever has the best ability, can have an advantage dice because you do have the truth, and you guys are trying to do your best. And Miss Schosenberg has vouched for you, right? So, who wants to make that check for me?
Not me.
I am not the one.
I was like, I'm not super great, but
You're better than me.
Mine is the base 10%.
Oh, okay.
So
There we go. Okay. Is yours not so good either? Silent?
Mine is 10.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
so persuasive.
Fine.
We're so persuasive.
In this game, persuasion is sort of arguing by trying to persuade somebody's mind by like facts or ideas. Charm is like flirting. Fast talking is confusing. Deceit is outright lying. So
I persuade with my skills. I've got to talk.
I'm gonna spend 5 points of luck and make that a regular success.
okay. There's something about your conviction that gives her a
Accent.
what? It's the
It's the
accent.
accent.
Oh,
You always
okay.
see people with a British accent.
Trust
That's
and
what it is.
trustworthy
That yeah, absolutely.
accent.
I was scared for a moment that you were like, Cody, use an accent. And I was like, I don't think
Oh, no,
that's
no, no, no.
appropriate. I'm
The accent is for some reason. That's the je ne sais quoi about that. Why
Of
she believes.
course. That's what it is.
That's it's just mwah.
I just like Cody's face when you said that. He was like, wait.
There was a record scratch moment there.
So good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's something about that rings to her and rings true to her. And in part you know that she definitely wants to believe, and she's willing to do just about anything to see her husband free. And with that said, she goes, all right, well, what can I do? How can I help?
Well, I mean, we're positive that he didn't kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there. Did he tell you what he saw?
I didn't have a chance to talk to him a lot after he was arrested, but you know, a couple of years ago, Hilton started to get concerned about all the disappearances, and they've been happening in and around Harlem for I don't know, but you know, these murders started popping up, and that theater track is distracting me. So we're gonna pause that. So he had started wandering, you know, sort of patrolling the neighborhood with some of his friends. And I know a few weeks before he was arrested, he came home with a pretty nasty cut on him, and some weird chunk of cloth. Said he had saved one of our neighbors from getting, I mean, like, boy down the road, but young man about 19 saw him in the alley getting attacked by a big man, and he had jumped in to save him. The guy got away, and then a few weeks later, you know, they arrested him, saying that they found him over the body with his what was it called? His old military knife. His old bolo knife, I think, something like that.
Bowie knife.
It's actually bolo.
Oh, it is a Bowie knife.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you. Yeah, I wanted to call it a Boeing knife as well.
And I was like, what? Oh, okay, Bowie knife. That's an old knife.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Yeah. So you know, it was so that's kind of what happened. You can tell she make me make me psychology checks.
This is where I might shine a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna do so good. I did not.
That
Spoiler alert,
is
you did not do well.
a success, not an extreme success, but
But a
Thank
success.
I'll
God,
take
I failed.
a success. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, we're
Um,
both
Yeah,
Kyla.
Gina, you do notice that there's something she's definitely holding back a little bit. As much as she trusts you and as much as she trusts, Miss Rosenberg, um, she there's something that she's still being a bit reserved about. Um, you're not quite sure what though, or in like what area.
In typical Gina fashion, I'm going to call her out on it.
Okay, sure.
And just basically kind of like if I'm not already sitting next to her, like sit next to her and just kind of like very gently like put my hand on her arm
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like look her right in the eye. It's okay to tell us everything. We need to know so that we're better able to help your husband.
Make a charm check.
Am I flirting now?
Um,
I know.
in in the
Am I
most
flirting now?
girlfriendy way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
That's a
so that is a little more charm, I think, than persuade. Because you're trying to press on the feeling of comfort and trust.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, success.
Nice. Okay. She definitely looks a little conflicted and concerned, but after a moment, she goes. It was a few nights after Hilton came home with that cut on him. He was talking about something. He tried to keep me out of it most of the time, but I remember him mentioning the Juju House. The Juju House is a place up here in Harlem. Does exports from Kenya or from Africa, excuse me. And it's something that he was looking into. He had written all of his notes down in his journal, but the police confiscated that when they searched the house, and I didn't have a chance to really read it, but he might have had something in there. And she pauses, and you can sort of get the idea that she's still holding back. It would take like a harder extreme success for her to open up that last bit. You're not quite sure, but you also know that if you push this roll, and like if you don't get the hard success on the same check, she will shut down, like and probably get upset.
I mean, I've got a good enough charm that I think I'll push it.
Okay.
And in worst case, I mean, I got a hell of a lot of luck too, so I will spend some of that to get the hard success.
Okay.
And yeah, I just kind of like lean in more onto it and just kind of like rub her arm, and like when I notice that she kind of stops, I'm just like, go ahead, it's okay. We want to make sure you're safe too. Oh shit. How about I throw the dice across the room?
Well, that's how you lose them.
Right?
That's how you get the
how
good
I
rolls.
lose them. All right. Let's see how much luck I'm gonna have to spend for this hard success. Hmm.
I
Oh, it
looked
was
up
extreme
1920s
success.
telephones, and it turns out they did have the
I thought they did.
like that's
All right.
by the 1920s. Yeah.
I gotta spend like 23 to get a hard success, but I have like 90 luck right now, so I'm not upset about that.
Great. This is
So
the
yeah,
time.
yeah. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's worth it.
I feel like I've used luck more than anyone.
Well, yeah, because you're the tank. You're the one standing right in front of people getting stabbed, man. Yeah. You
Getting
gotta.
shit on.
Yeah.
You
You
also
got.
need to use it to like drive.
I did use it to drive too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you gotta. Yeah. When you're. Other people are using it, and it's like, yeah, that's an important one, and you're doing it. It's like life or death. I'm dying. Keep me
I would
alive.
like to not die. Yes, I'm not gonna die.
You know what?
All right.
I don't use
don't
my
wanna
luck
die.
enough. I don't use my luck enough because it's like the same thing like why I hoard like all the healing potions and mana potions in a video game, because I'm like, no, I'm gonna use these later, and then like I get to the final boss and I still haven't used them yet, and then I
And
don't
then,
use
like-
them on the final boss either because I
That's what
forget
you
to
play
use them.
games, but not
You play the
this.
game before, you know exactly what you need, and you still won't use the stuff. 'cause
Yeah.
you're just
Every time I play Skyrim.
It's like I know I'm gonna get more, but I refuse.
I do
What
love
if?
the meme of careful adventurer. This is a rare resource. Got it. Never use this. It's like no, you can you should use it. It'll really help you in the game. No, I understand. Never
Nope.
use
I
this.
get
Put
it.
this away
I
and
got
never
it.
touch it. I
I'm
got
gonna put
it.
it in my house for safekeeping in a chest that's not locked, and it's gonna stay there.
And it's gonna live there. Yeah.
And furthermore, like I would do it in WoW all the time with like shit that I could craft very
Yeah.
easily. And
Oh,
make
yeah.
more stacks of. But I never use the
Me with
shit.
Runes and Dragon, it's like don't ever use the good rune. Never use it. It's like
Never
you can
use-
like make new runes. No.
No.
no,
No.
Every
never.
rune I get. No.
Yeah.
No.
And that
Even novice
Never.
runes.
yeah, for me and WoW, because I was an alchemist, I'd make potions, and I could make like I was playing back in vanilla with like the mongoose potion was like the highest selling item
Yes.
ever, and it was like, oh
Molten
man, I was like,
core.
ooh, I can make me so I could, if I have to use it, I would use it, and then I'd be like, oh, I just cost myself like 20 gold, like
See,
looking at things.
I'm 1000% like, if it's gonna get me money, I'm gonna craft the shit out of it.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna use my money for anything.
right.
I
Yeah,
would
of
craft
course.
it for
I
the
have-
entire 40-man molten core raid, and I would like make stacks for everybody in the guild and be like, make sure you use your potion. Here, pop your potion. Pop. Would I ever do it? No.
No.
No. That's like I've got so much money in Skyrim. I steal from people all the time, and I never use that money. I just have it.
So
You are-
yeah,
rob
so
people
I'm,
blind.
I'm
You
going
are
to,
crashing the Skyrim economy.
I am
Single-handedly.
So I am completely going against everything that I believe in, using resources that I have, and I'm
Good.
going to use the 23 luck points and make this a hard success so we can get some
Proud
more
of you.
shit out of this poor woman.
Absolutely.
Yes, be proud of me. It was really hard.
You can see her start to well up a little bit, and she sort of, I know that Hilton wouldn't want me to be taking any sort of risks like this, but I love him, and I can't stand just sitting on the side and not doing anything to help him. And so I spent a few weeks watching the Juju house. And she tells you where it is. It's in Harlem. I want to say something near Lenox. It is... Yeah. The entrance to it is in Ransom Court, which is like it's sort of like an alley and then like a back court between buildings. And She goes on to tell you that the houses around there are some like tenements that she had camped out in one for a while, watching people come and go from. I was watching them come and go from the Juju house, and about once a month, I think like 20, 30 people, maybe more, would show up and they'd file into the shop just real early in the morning, like 3 a.m., dead of night, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And it would always be... Well, that doesn't make any sense, but that's all right. It was a mixed bunch. Just, some of them were real tramps and low lives, just beggars, homeless, vagabonds, rail hoppers, but others looked like just normal, upstanding people that would work construction with my husband, just real blue-collar types. And one or two looked like some business owners, maybe. They had a little money. Not like, money, but... Yeah. I did see them bring in a crate down the aisle about a couple hours before all the guests arrived one night. And it might just be a speakeasy. It could just be, a brew house or something like that. But it just was very... It's odd.
Did you notice anything on the crate?
No, it was dark, and I couldn't really get a good look at it. I know it was a pretty good size, and she motions. Looks like it was about a little over 4 feet high, couple of seats wide, so pretty good size crate.
Did you stick around long enough to see if they left?
Yeah, the people would leave a few hours later.
Have you ever been inside?
No. I was scared that, well, it's a few
They'd
different
recognize.
things. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows who Hilton is around here, and most people don't think he did it, but some people do, and a lot of people lost friends and family, and it was just after he started looking into this place that he was framed. And there's this one time I was in the tenant across from it, and I was looking out the window, and one of them came out and I swear almost looked right at me, and I've been pretty scared to go back since, and that was, I don't know, a month or two ago. And so yeah.
I'll kind of pull a... Oh, good.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, please.
I was gonna say, like while she's talking, like I'll pull one of my, 40 million handkerchiefs apparently that I have all over my person.
Good. Good.
Last time, I'll pull out one of my handkerchiefs and like just very gently like hand it to her, and like as she's talking, just kind of like like very gently like just rub her arm and like pat, and
Mm-hmm.
when she finishes with this part, I'll just kind of look at her and be like, that was very, very brave of you. And your husband is very lucky to have somebody like you on his side.
But I'm glad you're not going back.
Yeah.
And staying safe just in case, because that would not be good.
Yeah, I just, during the day I'd seen some police detectives come in and out of there, and I mean, it might be nothing, but when you know your husband's innocent, it looks strange, you know? But then again, everything does. And
I mean, when he's been framed the way he has, everybody starts looking like a potential suspect
yeah.
of who wants to pin it on him.
Yeah.
And you aren't the only one that thinks he's innocent or that knows he's innocent.
That's true.
Yeah, they built the case around that knife of his, but I don't know. But yeah.
Is there anything else that you can think of?
Cody's double checking, but I think that is, I believe that's it.
Yeah.
She does let you know that, you know, if you're nice to the people in the tenements next to it, that, you know, probably cost you a few bucks, but they might let you scope out there a bit. If there's anything else I can do, please, you know, let me know.
Have you noticed anybody? Are you safe? Have you noticed anybody following you? Do we need to get you any additional protection?
Make a psychology check.
I like these.
You need a hard success.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna spend the 10 luck to give me that hard success.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's spend it.
You can tell when you ask that she is scared. And there's something in the way that you look at her that she just sort of shares, you know, I haven't been home in a long time, and I just worry that if Hilton doesn't come home soon, that, well, something might get me.
Well, we'll keep checking in with you periodically to make sure that you're okay. And if we have any updates on anything, we'll make sure to let you know.
I appreciate
But
it. Thank you.
we're all gonna do our best to make sure that he comes home.
And she'll sort of pat your hand and squeeze it. She's a little overwhelmed, but you can tell it was a good question, a good conversation for her.
I'll kind of pat her arm one more time and stand up and look to Evie and Peggy. I think we know where we need to go this evening.
Yep. I'm ready to fight.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I don't think we should plan on fighting.
You always got to plan on fighting. You never know.
Well, Peggy, when it's you, you don't have to plan on it because you seem to be able to improvise very well.
It's a skill. I should learn it.
All right. With that, we're going to take our break. So we are going to be back in about 10-15 minutes. Guys, please hang out, get yourself some water, have a little sit. We'll be back just as soon as we can. And until then, stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone, and with me tonight we have...
Hello, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Evie Faust, the archaeologist seeker.
I'm Silent Fox, and I'm playing Gina Travers, the scholar parapsychologist.
And I am Blondosaurus Rex, and I am playing Peggy Williams, the Grease Monkey mechanic.
All right, everybody. So you all had Oh, we skipped something yesterday. You were supposed to meet with Millie on the 19th. So let's back up to the 18th real quick. You did get your call from the librarian, whose name will come back around in just a second. She does respond. You guys do have a call meeting with her. She is a... At right. That's... Yeah, at right. She's an older woman who's been working in the libraries for a long time. Who's on the phone with her?
Mm,
One of them.
I guess I should be because librarian.
Yeah.
You guys see eye to eye.
Maybe.
Oh, how do we feel about Dewey Decimal Systems? Very revolutionary. I know. Yeah, I feel about it too.
Makes it so much easier to find things.
That
honestly.
card catalog has really just been, woof, I tell you.
It's
Brilliant.
Such
Brilliant
high
invention.
technology.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic.
So what was
We will never replace it.
Never. It'll never be better than the Dewey Decimal System, which I'm actually looking up now when it was created, just for my own, nonsense.
The 1800s, I thought, but I have no idea.
Probably.
That's how you learn how old people are.
1876.
Is how if people actually knew how to use the Dewey Decimal System in a library and how to look at a card catalog, like, you start to learn how old people are really quick by that.
Mm-hmm.
We learned, but elementary school, and I cannot tell you for the life of me how to use it.
I got a vague idea.
Yeah.
Vague idea.
I used to volunteer at a library. I used to volunteer at a library, and I, like, pre-computers, so yeah. I know how to use it.
You're like, I got that shit down.
All right. So you have Miriam on the phone. Oh, this telephone thing is... I haven't used one very much. Where am I talking to? She gets it quiet for a while. She's got it upside down. Oh, all right. Flips it over. So what can I help you with, dearie?
Hello. So, I see you've seen... obviously you got our telegram.
Yes. You were working with Elias, I believe you said.
Yes, Dr. Elias.
He's not a doctor. You guys keep referring to him as a doctor.
Oh, Mr. Elias.
Yeah,
Mr.
Elias. He has a reputation as an author, and he's pretty well known. But if he wanted a doctorate, he should have stayed in school.
He did not get one.
The funny part is like, I didn't start calling him that until I think you called him that once, Cody. And then I was like, oh, he's a doctor. Shit.
Yeah, I probably screwed it up. I don't doubt that. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden it just came to me that he was a doctor, but I remember distinctly saying Mr. Elias, but whatever, it's fine. It's all good.
It's all
Mr.
good.
Elias.
Yeah. Right.
So, right. Mr. Elias is a colleague of ours, yes.
Mm.
And I'm very sorry to have to tell you this, but unfortunately, he has passed away.
Oh no! Oh.
Yes.
Oh no!
It was quite sudden and quite unfortunate.
Oh.
So we were trying, as colleagues of his, to pick up where he left off and
of
finish his last work and testament and
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
get his research out there and all of that.
That's so nice of you. That's so good of you. It's such a good thing of you. I wish I could be more help. The book Elias called about, we did have at one point. I know, some years back. I'm pretty sure I had filed it or refiled it. He had requested our copy of Africa's Dark Sect. Elites. Which, I initially had told him that we, they had referred him to me because, like I said, we had it. But I felt so bad telling him that we didn't, because there was, I went looking for it, and I couldn't find it. But I do remember it was so very odd, because it's not a book that is checked out often, and when you see the rare ones come across the table, you think, oh, look at that. But I don't remember it being checked out, and I know that when I went to get it for Elias, it had this. It was the rack where it was just the most. There was an unspeakable odor in the collection that day, and we noticed that that the sex book was missing. I have to say, I liked Elias. He was a bold adventurer, and his prose were both evocative as well as, eloquent, punchy, but to the point. Still had some artistry to it. And I appreciate that he claimed all of his works were non-fiction.
Absolutely.
Sorry, could you say that again, dearie? I think I had a bad connection.
Yes, he was a fantastic author indeed.
Yes, of course.
Just to clarify, the name of the book, SECTS.
Yes, yeah. Right. Groups.
Got it.
Yes, groups. Africa's Dark Groups.
Right.
Yes.
And
of a nefarious nature.
And it just disappeared.
Yes. No one checked it out. We went through the catalogs. Haven't seen it. No one checked it out. We did have the copy. I remember filing it myself. Elias had asked for it, and we went to look for it. And someone had asked if we had a raccoon die in the traps again. And I said, no, I don't think so. If you've ever had a raccoon or a rat die in a trap, and not cleaned it out in a timely fashion, it leaves a terrible odor. We checked all the traps, no dead rodent of any kind. Really terrible smell in that section of the library, in the collection, and the book was missing.
When had it last been checked out? Do you remember?
Oh, I not off the top of my head, but if you give me a moment, I can leaf through the paperwork. Yeah, we keep all of that on file.
Yes, take your time. I was just wondering.
All right. Yeah, she'll go away for what is an interminable amount of time, and eventually does come back. I don't know. It's been years. It's been a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. It has not been used recently. It is a very obscure and rare book, and it's not one that even the anthropology department at Harvard utilizes often. So.
Do you happen to know who published it?
Cody does not have that information off the top of his head. I can double check because they have. I'm gonna double check the tomes section of this damn book because there is one, and see if it is. I don't. Wow, there are books in here that we have not. Oh, okay. Yep. That's why we haven't found them. Yep. Ah, there. Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Love that.
All right. So, it is in English. She can tell you that. Well, I know it was written in English. Let me see. Yes, it was by Nigel Blackwell. It was published in 1920. So not as old as Cody thought. Sorry about that. Didn't realize I had a whole biography on the books here. Just sort of used to making things up on occasion. But you know, this is not the time for that, Cody. Let's see what else it says here. Sextodecimo. Not sure why it says that.
Bless you.
Blue pasteboard covers with marbled end papers and blue stained page edges. I don't know why it says sextodecimo. Sextodecimo.
That's not like it's not some kind of date in
No, it's separate from
Roman
the publishing
numerals, right?
date. Yeah, I was hoping that was the Dewey Decimal number.
Okay, ready? Sextodecimo, a size of book page that results from folding each printed sheet into 16 leaves, 32 pages. A sextodecimo book.
Ah, well,
yeah, that's cool.
don't you feel silly not knowing that and
That is the most random information.
I am better for knowing that information now, though.
and
Never forget that.
I feel unchanged.
so it tells us the page number, the page size, apparently, of all these books. For instance, one of these is duodecimo and handwritten. The other one is...
That's only 2 pages if it's duodecimo, right?
Yeah, yeah. So the other one is... so one of these is just handwritten. Another one of these is quarto, embossed leather. So 4 quarter pages.
So duodecimo is 24 pages. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's...
Why does it tell you how many pages these books are?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the actual page number or the size of the page, right?
It's the size of a book page.
The size of the book page, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really random information.
So if this is a normal, so if my character sheets here are a normal page, they get 16 pages out of this by folding it.
Right.
And a quarto is like they fold it in 4s, and that's the size, or like a half.
You're telling me this book is this freaking big?
Apparently, yeah, it's like super tiny.
No, seriously. So a duodecimo, aka a 12mo, is a book size of about 5 by 7.5 inches, determined by printing on sheets folded to form 12 leaves or 24 pages.
Who made these books? I'll fight them.
So it's 5 inches, right? So
Yeah.
5 inches, right? Or like a little bit less than this.
Yeah. So how big is this? That was the duo. How big is the sextodecimo?
I don't know. Let me look.
Teeny.
Yeah.
Sextodecimo. Give it to me.
Page size of a book
Dictionary.
folded into 16 or leaves or 32 pages. So it's 16
4 by
sheet.
6 inches.
So so
So
it's
4
like
by 6 inches.
so it's like it's
So it's
the
an index card.
yeah,
It's
size of an
literally the
index
size
card.
of a phone.
It's
Yeah.
a big index card, but yeah,
Yeah.
4 by 6 index card.
Yeah.
So it's a pocketbook.
Yeah. I don't know why you would need a pocket reference book of African
Cults.
dark sex, but there it
never
is. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
When the need arises,
yeah.
someone will be
Of
prepared.
course. Well, that's, that was
Not
the
us.
thing about the 1920s. You had to carry all the obscure reference books you needed in a pocket or a satchel or a handbag, I suppose. And you never knew when that need would arise. Oh my lord.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go. Anything else I can do for
What?
you?
Why do I imagine like
Oh my God, there's even-
Why do I imagine like Peggy and I like like with our ear like pressed to each side of like
We're like
Evie's,
heads on each side of her head.
yeah, like we're trying to listen. We're like, what'd she say? Did you hear that?
She's
What did
like
she
hitting
say?
us in the face, like, get away from me.
You know what they
We're
should
like-
do? They should make some form of loudspeaker for these phones.
You can hear everybody.
And for further understanding of these, they have specific book grains, specific paper grains, in order to make these books. So specifically, a folio and octavo book is always made from sheets with short grain, whilst quarto and sexodecimo books are made from long grain paper.
That is ridiculous. Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
it's just a rabbit hole that I didn't know I needed to go down.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so we know what size of book it is. And that it has blue gilded edges, or not gilded, but blue printed edges.
Yeah.
Blue bound book, blue bound cover, and marbled.
Yeah. So blue pasteboard covers with marbled end papers and blue stained page edges.
Marbled end papers. Got it.
So,
It's a fancy book.
yeah.
So it's easy to smuggle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only
Yeah.
put it in my breast pocket. That's great. So it's printed in the 1920s. That means Mr. Blackwell might still be alive.
Yeah. Possibly.
Right. Got it. I believe that's all we needed to know. I don't think, and I'll like put my hand over the receiver and be like, "Is there anything else? Is there anything else you think I should ask her?"
I don't know. But like maybe we should go look at that spot. If it's smelly, that's weird. It's
Oh
a
right.
book.
Did the odor persist?
No. Cleared up in about a day.
Right. And how long ago did Mr. Elias ask for it?
I want.
November. So it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But like, did she find it missing around that time?
Yes. We're going with yes.
Okay, cool.
Considering that's when she would go to look for it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I figured.
She would have no
And-
reason otherwise.
You don't have any kind of guards or anything? You'd think with all of the things that you have, like why wouldn't you have guards or somebody to watch or?
We're a library, dearie.
It's a library.
We lock it up.
Yes.
Clearly you've got a book thief.
Right, have any other books gone missing?
What?
Have any other books gone missing?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
And
Nothing
the
like-
odor was a one-time thing.
Well, I mean, students don't return books. They get charged late fees, and we, use that to order more books. We're a library. People don't return stuff all the time. But usually they check it out first. And because we're a university library, we cater almost exclusively to intellectuals and students. It's not like a public library. You can't just walk in off the street and get a card, So, yeah. And most of our texts aren't terribly interesting. There's a lot of reference materials, a lot of intellectual papers and dissertations and, the things of those nature. So, yeah, I mean, it's not like we're the local Nickelodeon where people are, sneaking in for a quarter or what have you. I mean, we're a upstanding, reputable university library. We're Harvard, for God's sake. Treat us
So-
like we're
Right.
Princeton. Come on.
When you discovered that you didn't have it, what? And I kind of like take the hand. When you discovered that you didn't have it, where did you tell Mr. Elias to go next?
I said, we would have to contact the publisher. What does it say in her letter? Because that's actually probably her last
Yeah.
correspondence with him. So before Cody makes anything up.
Yeah.
This is a book about which you inquired is no longer in our collection. The information you seek may be found here in other volumes. If you will contact me upon arrival, I will be most happy to further assist you.
Okay.
Right. So with other volumes.
So I don't.
Yes.
I don't think he had he never followed up. So I never heard again.
Do you know what particular information he's looking for?
I imagine something about African rituals and sex.
Sex.
Did you, when you suggested what other volumes did you suggest to him? Were you going to suggest to him if he found you and followed up?
Well, I was hoping to discern a little more of what he was looking for and, dig into them. If you'd like to come by, we can wander around the library and look at other volumes and see if any of them fit the bill. Do you know what he was looking for? She doesn't. So there's no other references for what she would have given him, because we're under the impression that he was frantically researching things, and if he hit it, because he had so many, like, pokers in the fire. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you can go through his notes and the pieces that you picked up, and you may find what lead caused him to ADHD switch channels. But you're not sure. Now you do know the name of an African death cult, the Bloody Tongue. So if you wanted, you might go there and find more information on them. But that is at least a day trip and lengthy. And we know you don't do that tomorrow because you go talk to Millie tomorrow. So.
Or
Thank you.
One last question, because if this got said, I'm sorry, out of character. I might not have heard it, but is there any other books by that author in your library?
Oh, no, I don't. Well, I'd have to look. And so I know that some efforts to contact the author in the past have met with failure. Some people think it was written under a pseudonym, but this Blackwell fellow is very difficult to find. But then he wrote a very small book, so I imagine he travels a lot.
Oh my god!
I love her. She's fantastic.
I do too. Can we adopt her?
Also, thank you for putting in the size reference of the books. That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was
How was I supposed to? How was I gonna not tell you it was a sextodecimal sized book? I mean, that feels like it's a key feature.
It was. It was the most important piece of information that you imparted on us. Thank you.
Yeah,
The most important.
of course.
The most important.
It's gonna crack the case.
Be irresponsible of me not to.
It will. The style and color and size of the book will definitely crack open the research that we are trying to maintain. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, I think we are quite satisfied. Thank you very much for your help. If we find ourselves in your Boston vicinity, we shall perhaps drop by.
I look forward to it. Best of luck. It's a little distant. She's actually waving the handset. She hasn't put it together yet.
I love her. Can we go adopt her?
I just want her to be my grandma right now.
Between Vamp last night and this character tonight, like, apparently old characters not great with technology. That's my sweet spot. That's my real niche market here.
That's my next comedy routine. Just old people who don't understand technology.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I never have.
Since no one liked your duck.
And never will.
Oh, I know, right? We're all bitter about the duck event.
I'm bitter about the ducks.
But yeah, just imagine that old caveman who was like, what's this fire you keep talking about? My day, we just bit the cat. You got the fur in your mouth and everything. Just nah. What is this?
Technology?
What is that word you keep saying? Cooking? No, sounds terrible. It doesn't
Not
even make me
dying?
want to vomit when I'm done eating. What is that? How am I supposed to
Not
know I'm
diarrhea?
finished if I don't start out just...
If you're not shitting an hour later liquid, did you really eat?
That's
Exactly.
kids
It means
these
you can eat
days.
again.
Trying to live past 12.
Back in my day, we lived to 6 and we liked it. After we went uphill in the cave both ways.
That's right. I'm spending all day drawing on the walls. What does that do?
It's entertainment.
Can't take it with you.
My day, you had to spend all day chewing bark. That's how you ate. Took all day. You started in the morning, grabbed a big piece of bark, and just started chewing. Lucky
These
if you
kids
had your
just-
teeth by sundown.
These kids just have their face in a rock all day long, just drawing their pictures. I don't understand it.
They don't contribute to this family at all. Get a job.
Go wrestle a saber tooth, damn it.
You're gonna do it, you're gonna like it, as long as you live in my cave.
Do something functional with your life. Rubbing sticks
No,
together
go
does
clean
not
your
make
nook.
it.
Yeah.
Bye, Grandma Librarian. We love you.
Goodbye.
I'll wait.
We all
You're
wave
waving, you're
at
not
the
even
phone.
on the phone.
All of us are waving at the phone.
Yeah.
I really liked her.
Oh man. All right. So the next
I love
eight.
when Evie freezes.
Yeah.
That's a great freeze position right now.
It really is. That was like sitcom introducing the character in the '90s freeze frame. That was.
Yeah,
It was very cute.
that's what I aspire to be. I'm glad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sitcom 90s opening style.
Yeah.
All right, so we did that, and then we talked to Millie, and so now this is 19th at night.
Yeah, it's the 19th. We'll say you met Millie about like midday.
Okay.
Okay. Like 2:00. Right.
Because the theater wasn't.
The theater wasn't open,
Yeah.
but it, having worked in theaters other than like the box, right, the box office, they're probably opening in the afternoon, 2 to 4, for like a 6 or 7 o'clock show, realistically. So we'll say 2:00, just to give you guys a little more time. You do have the meeting with Hilton scheduled for the following day, for the 20th. But if you would like to stake out the Juju house or go over there, if you guys had shown interest in that. So I'm gonna get you guys are outside the theater. You can you can stop where you would like, but give you guys a chance to kind of plan that out.
Is Miss Schosenberg still with us?
Would you like her to be? You can wait until she leaves, or...
I just want to know what they're importing and exporting so that we can go properly check it out without looking like we're weird.
I mean, we could.
Ship has sailed, but
Yeah. I mean, we could go check it out during the day and then get the tenement for the evening.
I mean, if
we
you go
probably should
down-
ask about the tenement in
No.
the day.
Yeah. Instead of burst in there at 11 o'clock at night, we want to rent a room. We're not weird or nothing, we promise.
We're 3 white ladies going into a tenement in Harlem in the middle of the night. Yeah, no.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're fine. That's all good.
We do not have nefarious purpose here at all, we promise.
Wow. I got nothing.
So we're going to the tent. We're going to set up the tenement.
The only
Yeah.
thing also before it gets too late is perhaps swinging by the 14th again to ask Miss Lieutenant Cool about the book of Mr. Adams' notes. That should
journal.
probably be right.
The journal and I guess the murder weapon maybe as well. Because remember, the knife seemed to be kind of an important evidence piece.
That
I
was
think we should
We talked to Paul.
talk to the coroner, or whoever looked at the bodies about if a Bodo knife was able to make the carvings on their forehead. I would suspect not.
So I feel like either way, if we get because
At least see if we can get our hands on the journal somehow.
That would probably be most important.
I feel like we should talk to Paul anyway.
Oh yeah.
'Cause he's got a lot of information, maybe.
So Lieutenant Poole has left you all with instructions if you need to get in contact with him. But after your previous visits to the precinct, because his captain has started to take an interest in you and what is going on, so to keep Robson, the captain of the 14th precinct, off his back, he's asking you not to go to the precinct anymore. And
Reasonable.
I could charm that captain. Watch.
yeah. Love it.
Don't make me. I'll do it.
So if you, you can still meet with Poole if you would like to. Just let me know. So yes.
I think we would just want to ask to meet. It doesn't have to be the 14th, but maybe we can meet him near the tenement, and he could give us some legitimacy for.
Yeah,
Harlem-
Harlem is in the precinct. That's why it was done like that.
Because we need a man to rent the tenement. We probably don't, but I would just.
Sure.
It would be an assumption.
He'll meet you a few blocks from there. There are parks everywhere, so he'll meet you at a park. Let me see if I can. Where is it? Number 12. It's right there. So yeah, he can meet you. Oh, go to moving stuff. Stop it. What are we doing?
Bad, Cody. Bad.
Bad. Go to moving stuff. Oh, he can meet you at the New York Public Library. That's actually pretty close to the Harlem branch of it. Is actually like 2 blocks from the Juju house. So that's a nice public place that he can meet you. So yeah, Lieutenant Poole comes in and he's there. All right, ladies. What how's your investigation been going?
We're learning lots.
Well, that's good. Anything that might help us take these killers off the street, or
We need help from you.
all right. What sort of help are we talking about? Because, putting in for you to speak with Hilton has put a bit of a spotlight on me, to be sure, and then, send in a couple of telegrams for you. It's starting to raise a couple of questions here and there, and while I don't mind sticking my neck out for you or for Hilton Adams himself, I want to make sure that we're keeping yourselves safe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good.
We talked to his wife, and she said that a journal and a knife were taken that were Hilton's.
So I know that right. I've been going back over the court transcripts, as it were, and looking over the case. The knife was the central piece of physical evidence on which he was convicted. So we definitely have that in, I'm guessing, evidence lockup or something like that. I don't know what would happen to it after that, but we'll say evidence lockup. I didn't find in any of the records or any of the evidence filings any sort of journal or book or anything along those lines. So I'm not really sure what it is you're speaking about as far as that goes.
She said it was taken from their house when they went through. When the cops went through.
I don't doubt it, but by that point in the investigation, Captain Robson had taken direct control over it. So anything that wasn't filed was probably not done at his behest. So
I'm about to beat him up. All right.
I wish I could tell you better where it ended up. I mean,
are you implying that somebody searched Mr. Adams' apartment without being part of the official investigation?
No, I'm not saying that. And you watch him sort of cover his ass and quasi back, not quite backpedal, but he always stops just short of outright calling Robson crooked. And you can make psychology checks if you would like. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody make a psychology check on that.
Yeah. On it.
Well,
Yeah.
On it.
Let's go. We're going to roll below a 10, guys. It's going to happen.
Let's go.
I did not.
An extreme success. I rolled
That was
8.
I was 8 short of a fumble.
You were up in the 80s again, huh?
Guys, I rolled a 3.
Ooh.
My extreme success is an 18.
Sheesh, dude, my extreme success would have been a 2%.
2.
A 2.
Yeah, I'm the same. I didn't put any numbers in it, so I got a hard success.
You got a hard success. Okay.
I got extreme. Take that success and just. Anyway, sorry. Wow.
You're good.
Tina's excited.
Yeah, she is. Let's see. So even with the hard and the extreme, both of those are good. You pick up that Lieutenant Poole. Lieutenant Poole is a good cop. He's an honest cop, and he believes the best in people. So he even as the evidence sort of stacks up for him for the inappropriate behaviors of Captain Robson, he acknowledges that they're wrong and inappropriate, but he doesn't. He stops always just short. And it's because for him there remains the like shadow of a doubt that that like a beat cop picked it up and lost it on the way, and so because what he would be saying otherwise is that his captain orchestrated a full frame, and you know, because by that point the captain was in charge, and there's part of it is true blue, like honest.
He's a cop. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, just belief in people to be good, and people that are in this job do it. He like Poole does it to protect people, and he believes in honesty and truth, and like he's got a real Superman, truth, justice, American way kind of heart to him.
Gina's about to crush that.
Which is fine. But he knows it happens. He knows there are bad cops. He knows there are crooked cops. He wants them, he wants them to face justice. But until it's proven to him, he doesn't feel like he can do that. And part of it is loyalty. Part of it you think is also some military training. He probably served in the war, and he's a vet, and so he's used to, following orders is very important. So that hierarchy is important to him as well. He's not blind, but it's difficult for him to admit.
When he kind of says that, I'm gonna look at him and basically go, so would these be the same officers that would go somewhere at 3 o'clock in the morning that they shouldn't be? Just asking.
I'm not quite sure what you're saying, or where would they be going? Who would not be where would it not be right for them to be going?
Do you know anything about the Juju house?
Right, let's find out, because it doesn't.
Let's find out together.
Because the book that tells me explicitly like how many pages something has on it doesn't exactly. Oh, drop the middle one right there. Oh, that's gonna be good. We're just gonna grab some different dice. 47. How smart of a person am I? Let's find out. Right, Lieutenant Poole.
Because I have a feel like the reason that I would ask that is because I have a feeling that he might have knowledge of a speakeasy, just because if he knows the ins and outs of the area, he might know something like that. But
Right.
be a good cop and not like whatever. And if it is a speakeasy, then yeah.
Okay.
But
So he. All right. Yeah, the Jojo house. Yeah, that's that. That's that little hole in the wall. Is it like a African, knick-knack house, like a little
import export.
tchotchke shop. I mean, sure, if you want to call it that. It doesn't seem to sell much of anything that's terribly important. I've never had a problem there. It's not on my normal. Well, I haven't been on the beat in a few years, so it's not terribly. Welcome, raiders. Hello, everybody. I'm Lieutenant Poole, played by Cody Stone, and we're playing some Call of the Cthulhu. So yes, welcome. Yay!
So fantastic.
Cthulhu? I'll now only be calling it Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
That's why I think that Lieutenant Poole would actually like say that is like this Cthulhu. Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. That's that thing with the tentacles.
Yes, yeah.
Oh man. Dixie regrets it. She regrets her choice.
Yeah.
Like, Six,
Yeah.
back up.
She's filled with regret. We're having an 8. You miss another one of my classic old characters that doesn't know technology. So this
You
time it
did,
was a
you did.
regular
It
phone.
was amazing.
Yeah.
That the party fell in love with instantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grandma librarian is the best.
Take your raiders back. Yeah, Grandma librarian at right. Yeah. So Poole he's familiar with it just as a shop. He doesn't seem to know anything about it being a front, and it seems like you can piece together that he is kept away from there on his normal orders, right? There's no murder there because he's part of the what was it? Murder Brigade.
Homicide.
Yeah, he works on the Murder Brigade. So if there's no murder, then don't know why I would brigade over there.
So, and like kind of after he says all that, I'll look at him and, well, we got some information that there's been some unusual comings and goings from that place
Ooh.
at
Suspicious
hours,
activity.
and unfortunately, some police officers have been seen also coming and going at odd hours.
I like 3 in
Wait,
the
we saw
morning.
police officers?
I didn't.
No.
I thought you had said that she had like his wife had said like even police officers at some
Mm-mm.
point.
So
I thought she said that. Sorry.
yes. Yes. She mentioned police officers. Their comings and goings should have been noted as a separate event from the
The
night
3 a.m.
from the 3 a.m. Yes,
Gotcha.
different, two different,
Okay.
two different
Okay.
comings and goings. So you can amend that however you will.
Lots
I
of-
apologize
lots of-
for
lots of
for the
comings and
confusion.
goings.
Yes, all
I
right.
thought the same thing Gina did.
I
I'll
explained it
rewind
poorly. So yeah, please go ahead.
No, it's fine. 'Cause I
yeah.
wrote it down.
I'll rewind it a little bit and just basically kind of rewind it, take out the mention of the police officers, although that was like a pretty good like
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Hey.
like Gina being like a little bit bitchy there.
Yeah.
The same police officers that are doing shady things right now. We've gotten notification of just some weird comings and goings, and we were kind of informed of his involvement with that place.
Sorry.
Not specifically the people.
Bless you.
Thanks.
It's something that we should probably follow up with in some way.
All right. If you get me if you get me any sort of hard evidence, then I can get a warrant and we can search the place. But I need cause in order to really, be able to enact anything.
We might be able to get that for you if you could help us a little bit. We were also informed that there's a tenement nearby that we could possibly rent to observe these comings and goings to this place as well. We would need your help to obtain the rental for that tenement.
As an officer.
As a man.
As a male.
Oh right. Oh, all right.
We're women.
I'm sorry. Peggy. I just don't see the world through that lens.
It's all right.
I shouldn't
I don't
be.
either. It's
I
always a
should.
surprise.
I shouldn't be high roading you here. I'm the bad guy. That's a that's a community quote for those that enjoy the deep community cuts. But yeah.
I like it.
Before we get into that, just one more question. Would you potentially be able to ask around about the Juju house at the precinct? There were,
I can ask around quietly. Yeah.
because Mrs. Adams has mentioned the presence of some policemen, and so we're not sure if that's a separate investigation or similar. Obviously, if the murder brigade didn't know about it, then it probably was separate. But it'd be interesting just to see why someone would be going there.
Right.
Why they're interested.
No, of course. Yeah. Let me. I'll ask around a little bit and see if I can subtly dig up some information. But sure, I can sign for a place. I mean, I don't exactly have the money to spare to rent a whole.
Oh, we have that.
Oh,
got it.
all right. That's good.
Right.
That's good.
We
And
really just
we
need your sex.
We just need your manhood.
And I'll.
I appreciate. I mean, Evie started it. To be fair, I
Right, but how you
I-
took it a step further.
I am
All I know.
I am a happily married man, and
No. I mean,
and a good Christian one at that. You know,
you're
I'm right.
you're a good looking man, but you're not my type.
I
It's okay. Sorry.
Oh, I mean that's
Also, it just would be good
Also,
to
she
have.
just lost her boyfriend. He just got murdered.
right.
We already told him that
Yeah.
wasn't real. I remember.
All
Oh,
that
right.
is all that
Google.
aside. All that aside.
I mean, just the optics. To be fair, I mean, a murder brigade lieutenant renting a tenement for three lovely ladies such as yourselves while employed and wed is a whew. Right. So that'd be a bit of a and his brain just short
And-
circuits.
all that aside, it would be just good that you know where we are this evening.
Of course, yeah, no, and I want to keep you safe. Let's see if I can what I can do. I will let you guys know. You don't really need him to go in and sign for it. It's good that he knows where you're at. It may actually hurt you more because he's
A
not.
well-known cop.
Yeah, he's not in a uniform, but he's a pretty well-known cop. Like he works murders. There've been a lot of murders in this area over the past few years. It's a tight-knit community, you know, and it's a community that probably puts in a fair amount of effort to know who the police coming and going are.
And when suddenly your murder brigade is housing 3 random women.
Yeah. So that's him pointing that out is my kind of out for you guys. You'll be able to rent a place or talk people into letting you use a place without him, and you may actually do better without him. So, so you can kind of reconsider, but he will ask around the precinct about people that work that beat and see what shakes free. And he will also. You guys had asked him to do something else. That was the main thing, I think. That and the tenement.
Yeah,
No,
and
just
just
look
have the journal.
around about it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
see if there's anything about the journal, but obviously he doesn't. So.
Oh, right. So yeah, the journal never was entered officially into evidence. So, and he wasn't on the search for the house. Oh, right. But you did have questions about the knife, and that was so the knife officially can carve, and he brings a picture of the knife. It can carve the symbol as it is portrayed. And Peggy, you, because you had a very intimate look at the weapons carried by the cultists that killed Elias, the bolo knife shares a lot of characteristics to the Mwala that they were using.
Don't we have one?
Yeah,
We have one of the other ones.
I think you did keep one. I didn't make you roll for it. You said you did, so yeah, you kept it.
I'll pull it out.
So they are similar. Oh, right. I mean, they're not the same, but they're definitely the blades are around the same length, similar temper and stylings, and you can tell here at the head where it does look that the Mwala, I believe, has like a machete-like style to it. The bolo knife it's kind of like the big Crocodile Dundee knife, and it's got that big curve on it. So they can, yeah.
Oh, okay. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know
So-
when I looked it up, I was like, oh, I never knew what that was called.
I
Right.
didn't know that had a specific name.
I-
Besides,
I didn't know either because we all literally just like bolo knife Google and looked at the picture and went, Oh shit! All right, yeah, that's a giant machete.
Oh, you
Cool.
bought one the other day.
That's a
Well, also where it says like World War One, I was like, yeah, every soldier did have those because
Yeah.
they didn't really have fixed bayonets at the time, so
Right.
it was interesting.
So yeah, it is a big, almost machete-like knife. A lot of them do have a very steep curve to them. The sort of, I always thought it was a machete that like the jungle explorer in Africa or the great Amazon chopping through the vines, right? I always thought that was a machete. No, you would look at this picture and go, oh shit, that's what they were using,
That's
Oh.
a machete?
right?
Yeah.
No,
So.
it's a bolo.
Yeah. Oh. And those are, God. There's a bolo. They're bolo swords. World
Who's
War One.
Bolo?
World
Why
War-
is he making so many weapons?
Bolo, what have you been up to, my dude?
That's kind of weird hobby.
All I
So
think about when you say bolo is just like be on the lookout for this knife.
right.
Be on the lookout for
That
death.
feels like a in a fucked up world like a. You guys ever play tape ball in theater? When you're like pulling up spiking tape, you make a giant tape ball and you yell tape ball before you hurl it, and so everybody has like a second to like duck for cover.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Because you can get those things going real fast.
yeah, and real dense, and yeah,
They'd hurt.
yeah. But like that feels like bolo,
Bolo.
just right, bolo knife, pah,
Marco, Bolo.
pah.
Fuck.
Oh my lord.
I don't like this game anymore. Why are we playing?
Who thought this was a good idea?
Terrible choice.
I just remember like getting one of those tape balls like stuck in my hair because I had hair almost down to my butt like when I was in high school. And yeah, when there was a game of tape ball where it was hurled at me and like I whipped around and it ended up getting tangled and
In the hair.
and somebody had to sit there with me and like I just kind of sat there while they were like undoing it and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. Oof.
That sounds
Theater
awful.
memories.
Don't play bolo knife, guys.
Don't play
do it.
Bolo
Don't play
knife.
bolo knife.
Don't play bolo knife.
Don't play Marco Bolo.
No Marco Bolo.
Okay, so they are very similar. They can make
Yes.
similar markings.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
I put it away.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really exonerate him, but it doesn't really.
Doesn't condemn him, I don't think.
Right, exactly. Condemn him. Right, exactly.
It's
I
like,
couldn't
just
think of that word.
Implicate,
Just 'cause
condemn. Yeah.
one knife. I'm sure there's more than just these two that can look like that.
Yeah. So to paint the whole picture, it's him being found by police officers over the body, knife at the scene. It's his. Blood on it matches that of the victim. He has victim's blood on his hands. You know, even if he never picked it up, like it just looks bad. So.
Easy target.
Did he admit to owning that knife?
I don't know that he did, but his knife, because it is, we're gonna say it's initialed. His knife in his apartment was missing, and it is military issue, and so he is also a war veteran, and all of the veterans of that division, their knives are accounted for. His was the one that was not in his house.
Got it.
All right.
All right.
Wait.
So to the tenement.
To the tenement.
All right.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. We will contact you if we need you any further. But yes, and let us know what you find out about your quiet inquiries about Juju House.
Absolutely. All right. You ladies be safe. And do you have Protection.
Yeah, you just saw.
All right. Yes, that's true. All right.
And me.
I mean, good. Right, right.
I'll like kind of push back like my sweater to like show the
As you start
the
to
whole
as you start to pull your cardigan open, he's like, "No, that's all right. You know it.
Let's think about your manhood. It's okay.
I'm perfectly covered. We're armed.
He just leaves.
Oh, bye.
Hey, goodbye.
Peggy, why did you have to say it like that?
What?
I
We're
just
fine.
leave too.
Where are you going? Get back here.
To the tenement. Bye. Got that poor cop all worried about. Ugh.
I've kissed death on the mouth a couple times. I think I'll be all right.
Phrasing. Boom. On board. Let's do it. So you guys make your way over to Juju House. And it is on Lennox, and I think like 127th, 137th. And so it is a small alley to that square. And out from the square, you can see there are no other exits or entrances. Well, let me rephrase. Are you guys just like walking up to the place? Are you going to the tenement? Are you looking in the alley? What are you guys up to?
I think we should look around. Just gauge where things are at so we can get an appropriate space.
Just out for a stroll.
Okay. All right. Make me some spot hidden checks.
We are totally nonchalant.
Yeah.
Whistling and everything.
Success.
Man, am I on fire tonight.
Mine's just a regular
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh.
fancy
For me
like
too.
Gina.
I got an extreme success.
I'm not
Ooh.
fancy like Evie.
Yeah, mine is just a plain success.
Sounds good.
Normal.
As you guys are looking around, a few things. One, you do catch attention, just based on the neighborhood and your general dress and demeanor. People give you kind of a wide berth. Nobody is mean to you, but they're not overly friendly either. But you are noted, you know. Looking around, so you kind of take a lap around the block. There are... So, Juju House is down this alley that leads to 137th Street. And there is the Ransom Court, which is just sort of like a 20-foot opening. As you're walking by, you do see next to the Juju House is a boarded up, now defunct pawn shop. So right next door. You take the block, right, and the tenement house is right, like, it makes up the other part of the alley. On the back side, there is stairs on West 138th Street for you to that would lead into the pawn shop. But the pawn shop, again, is there's like a couple of boards across it. It's locked up. There are no windows to the pawn shop on the front, but there are windows onto the Juju House. They are barred, and as you look through them, you can see, like, propped up in the windows, some African masks like large size, very colorful, very red, like green, yellow, um, masks with sort of a brush leaf hair around some of them. Um, the stylings are almost more decorative than perhaps like genuine religious rites or hunting mask or something like that. The windows, it's a little hard to see because they're barred. So you know, it's not like great advertisement, but it is, you know, it's almost like the masks are big enough to block more looking, more sight in and out, than for like true advertisement. Between the bars and between the mask sizes, you really can't see inside. Um, Down the alley for the Juju house, um, it's open. There's no like cover or anything like that. There's just the door into the Juju house, and that is it. I don't think that's a window. Maybe we'll say there's another window, but it has a similar mask in front of it. Is there anything else? Oh, you got an extreme success, so that's very lucky. Why don't you guys make me a group luck roll, and we'll see if you spot something.
Mm-mm.
That is a success for me.
I'm just plumb useless.
Maybe not.
I think we all take turns with the shitty dice rolls every session.
It started out okay, and now it's going downhill.
A hard success.
Okay, so with those successes, you do roll me a d4.
Both of us, or just Evie?
Just one.
Evie, you can do it. You seem to have the good dice this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't get out my D4, but okay.
Oh,
Or a
No, I got
d8
it. It's right here.
reduced to 4.
I got it.
I have the appropriate dice. I'm gonna use it.
4.
clicky clacks.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay.
Good thing you rolled.
As
Well,
you
we don't know
guys,
if it's good or bad.
That's true.
yeah, as you guys are, we are. What time is it when you guys have made it over there? You probably met with, you finished with Millie at 2. You met with Captain Poole, we'll say probably 4 o'clock. Did you guys go like right after, right over?
I think
After
so,
talking
yeah.
to Cole. Yeah.
Okay, great. As you are walking around, you take your block. We'll say it's maybe 5:30 or 6. And this is towards the end of your like stroll around the whole block and you know, scoping stuff out. You do see a elderly African American man with very little hair, dressed in an old-fashioned suit, and he comes out of the Juju house and locks the door and begins walking down the alley.
You're gonna scare the shit out of this old man.
Are we?
I mean, we.
Are we gonna? Do we?
Do you want to follow him or do you want to talk to him?
Do we? What?
I mean, I don't know if we should have anybody look at our faces right now. Like,
Right.
we need to not have anybody perceive us right now.
Do we need to follow him though?
Maybe we just take note of him and see if we see him tonight.
Or maybe there's nobody inside and we take this opportunity to open the door and look around.
Wanna break in?
Yes.
I can pick a lock.
Oh, okay. Okay, yes. Let's wait for him to leave and then we'll go try to break in. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this.
Not the best, but I can do it.
We'll probably get more information this way when no one's around.
What's with the deuce?
I didn't think we were going to do crime, but
I feel like we do a lot of crime.
We always do crime. Let's be real.
everything is legal that we're doing.
Crime was specifically covered in your trust fund.
Crime?
We've
True.
got money to bail us out.
Let's go look.
That's fine.
All right. Wait, we're fighting? Wait, what?
No, we're not fighting. Not yet.
No, fine.
Oh,
Fine.
right.
This whispering,
now?
I know.
So
We'll wait for him to go away, and then we're just gonna sneak up.
against the and do like the dad scratch your back thing
Yeah.
on the corner. I'm like,
Yeah. Absolutely. I've done the bear scratch. Have to sometimes.
It's a great way to scratch your back.
It really
Now
is.
now my back is itchy.
Would you guys? Okay. So he clears the alley. You guys want to make stealth checks to get over there? Or are you just walking in like you own the place?
Gonna make stealth checks.
We should pretend to try to stealth.
I want the little like piano like do 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 do
Oh, we're still
do 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 do.
All right.
Oh,
I put no
feel
points
like I
on
wanna-
stealth. Well, let's see how this goes.
I feel like my dice are letting me be sad right now. Change that.
Let's see.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. Nope. Nope.
No.
Evie is not stealthy.
I'm not stealthy.
No, neither am I.
All right.
No.
You tiptoe a little bit, but you end up tiptoeing into more snow. It is January. It has been snowing here a lot. So you make it up to the door. It is locked. You know that. You watched him lock it. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna pick that son of a
Good
bitch.
luck.
Okay.
Be Peggy, do crime.
Be Peggy, do crime. Oh fuck! I don't know what dice to use. It's fine. Bless them. Thank you.
Oh.
You did terrible.
The way she looked at you like, the fuck I did.
It's a 94.
I don't have any thumbs, Mom. Fuck you.
You let me down, baby. You let me down.
Oh.
You're supposed to help me.
Wow.
I'll tell Mama she's full of shit.
She gave the lick of approval. Lied.
All right.
I don't have any thumbs, you bitch.
I don't pick the lock.
So you break the lock. You break your tools off in the lock. On a 94. Yeah.
When that happens, I'm not gonna say anything like that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out that one knife and I'm gonna freaking start trying to like undo the shit through the door with like a credit card.
Okay. So
But with
you're not trying to repair the lock. You're just still trying to open the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Make me a strength check.
Okay. Oh, who am I gonna use?
I just see Peggy like, click.
I am.
Oh, fuck it. Boom.
Well, it was essentially like you kind of heard like, oh fuck, and then I pulled out that and I'm like, I'm gonna get
I
it.
don't know much about picking locks, but are knives usually involved?
I'm gonna use. Is a regular success enough?
You need a hard success to force
Then
this open.
I'm gonna use 12 points of luck, and I'm gonna make it a hard.
You
Do you want to
see,
take 5 from our pool?
you could do that.
I've got.
Yeah. Take 5 from our pool.
Okay.
This will benefit all of us.
All right.
All right. I'll do that.
The key you get the tools in there. It they sort of bend. Kind of messes up the lock. Like might not have been completely broken, but you're like that's not working. You get up, you get the knife out, you put it kind of in the jam. You get your hand on the handle, and you kind of put your shoulder onto it, and then like it just sort of pops in.
Told you I could do it.
I would like all of you to make a luck roll.
Oh, fuck.
There's
so
a big
confident just now.
dog, and it wants to eat us.
There's like 5,000 people just in the lobby just staring at us.
Success.
I did not have a success on that.
I got a regular success.
I didn't have a success on that.
Okay.
It's not good luck, and that's that. I don't have enough luck to spend.
You can't spend luck.
Yeah,
to,
I can't
spend luck on
spend
luck.
luck to get luck.
Yeah, it won't work.
So I am fucked.
As the door swings open, Peggy, it feels like it hits something behind the door, and what would you like to do? It's dark in there. Sun's already gone down because it's 5:30 in the winter in New York.
How far did it open?
No, like open.
Oh, it's like open?
Yeah, open. You put some effort into it, so.
And it like hit something?
You feel something like behind the door. Yeah. If you've ever opened a door, it didn't open all the way, but you like feel like you hit something behind the door.
I just want to like reach.
You're going to reach your hand behind the door?
Uh-huh. This might be a mistake.
There's
I feel
nothing,
like this
there's
is a
nothing
bad idea.
immediately behind the door. You want to keep reaching? You want to like...
I'm gonna like jump and pull the door.
Okay. I would like you... Actually, that's
With
where
my-
we're going to end
grab
for
my
tonight.
knife.
Oh, damn it.
That's it. That's where we're ending. Peggy pulls the door and jumps, and we'll see what she sees next week.
No!
Yeah.
Damn it.
Because I'm not gonna be here next week.
Well, tune in.
Oh, rip.
Watch the VOD.
Damn.
Oh, the tantrum.
I am going to sign on from the car and play.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Yeah.
I don't know where we'll be rolling then. I think we're going to be in Tennessee somewhere. I don't know.
It'll be fine.
Pull over early and be like, yo, I'm sorry. I gotta play.
Yeah. Got to. Bring your
My
laptop.
partner would understand. They're a big TT nerd too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
No. You just like show them this and be like, see? Now you get it. Now you know
Now
what I
you
have
know.
to do.
Now you understand. You know what must be done.
But damn it!
Understand.
Knew you were going to do that.
It was getting close to time. I was trying to figure out where.
Knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna get a good thing going there. Okay. That's noises. Those are noises to be made. Oh, that
Frustration
sounds
is palpable.
good. Yeah, we're all right. We're gonna head out. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for having a good time. We're gonna raid out. Let's send you over to Dork Tales. They're doing some alien prep, and if you like Cthulhu, then you like alien monsters, I'm sure, as well. You guys have been all fantastic. Thank you to my players. Thank you to all the viewers, all the raiders that came in, everybody that stuck around. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for all your donations. We love you. We appreciate you. Rep is going to be back doing some random dice things, but also we'll be back Monday night for more Disasters in Danger. We're coming right to the end of our D&D 5e high fantasy game, and so we love you guys. We'll see you next time, but until then, be cool.